we also like to be community animals. We like to help people. We like to give back.
And that's the unique thing, isn't it? And that's how we evolved to live. Yeah. That's how we evolved. And and for many people, they never have the chance to live that natural life. Like we talked about chickens, natural life of a chicken rooting around in woodland on the edge of woodland, as opposed to living on a A4 piece of paper in a cage. Yeah. You know, sorry,
that's all right.
I went off on a crazy tangent.
No, so let's just tie this all together. So to answer the big question, how long does it take?
Yeah.
It's a dud answer, but it depends.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
there seems to be stages to this. So permitted development allows you to reside on the land.
Yeah. Stay on the land
in a caravan
in a building that
compliant.
That's it.
Building.
Yeah.
And that's the size and height of some sort.
Is it 22 by 7? So by 3.3?
The maximum caravan size is 19.9 metres by 6.9 metres.
Yeah.
Okay.
So around about 130 metres square.
Okay.
Plus 3.3 to the inside of the ceiling. There's no definition for outside, weirdly enough.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So 3.3 metres pitch height.
Yeah.
Ceiling height,
which is higher than most houses. Most houses are 2.4.
Yeah.
And an average UK home is 90 metres squared.
Smaller than what you can have. Yeah.
So
you can have a bigger house, bigger detached house.
A classified caravan can be 40 metres squared more than the average UK house.
Yeah, and 40 metres is just about 450 square feet. So that's the size of a small studio apartment flat, one bedroom flat. That's how much more you can get than the average sized UK house.
Do you know what I think we're going to have to do? We're going to have to go and see one of these properties and actually stand inside it and see it with furniture, because if it's bigger than the average UK house...
Yeah, it can be. You don't have to... It can be just a little little two-wheel caravan.
Because it's a caravan word that throws you off. It makes you think you're living in the little, like, shepherd's hut type thing.
Yeah.
Well, we started with a static caravan. So our starter home,
Skegness,
our starter home was 1,700 quid. Yeah. How many other people can say that their starter home was 1,700 quid? And it was actually from Ely down the road.
Yeah.
Right, we parked it up. So a static caravan on the farm.
Okay.
Which was 28 days after I got my, I put in my PD application. We are there now. Okay. Done. Right.
All right.
Then lots of things happened in between there. It was cold in the winter. We had ice in the inside of the windows. It was horrible, and there was nothing on TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
We then had Harry was on the way. We got pregnant because of it was so cold and nothing was on the TV.
How did the suspension do on that caravan?
It come off the bricks. Right, easy. You're making me blush. Yeah. So then we then upgraded and we bought a second-hand park home from an old holiday let park in Stoke.
Okay.
Okay. And I bought this $2,000 cash. I bought a 2-bed bungalow cash.
Okay.
Right? It cost me more to transport it down the road.
I was going to say, how did you get it?
It cost me $3,000 to transport it.
So they do it in two parts.
So $5,000 in.
So they come in two parts. And we are now in a 2-bed bungalow on a 24-acre plot. Just about to get our agricultural workers dwelling, which is going to be 130 metres squared.
Okay.
So you don't have to go from nothing to everything.
Okay.
You can use little stepping stones. And as David said as well, depending on your position of finance, comfort, stresses and strains, the amount of innovation around temporary mobile housing now is absolutely bonkers. And I look forward to showing more people the innovations around that, because of the unit you've bought is absolutely sexy.
Yeah, so I did
have to visit.
Yeah, we will do that, because I did a design for a unit myself, and it was 12 metres by 4, 200 mil of insulation, which building regs is 150.
That's a lot,
building regs 150.
Healthy.
Triple glazed, air source heat pump linked to solar panels. battery backup, electric car charger, the works, full size, shower room with proper toilet, all the rest of it. But I couldn't get anyone to build it to my design. Proper kitchen, everything, lounge area. Yeah. Couldn't get anyone to build it for what I felt was a reasonable price. And obviously, because it was a one-off, that's my issue, my problem. And then we managed to source a company that actually get them manufactured over in the Baltic area. And of course, it's very cold there in the winter. Yeah. So the standards of build over there.
Baltic.
Yeah, it's really good because it has to stand through their winters. Yeah. And so now you're getting companies building to this level, 200 mil, triple glazed, air conditioning. Yeah. The only thing, so I managed to get that for a better price than I could have built it myself. The only thing, there's a few issues with its basic design that I would have done differently, but I can fix those in time. It's to do with extra solar panels. They put them on the wrong orientation for me. There's not a wood burning stove. I definitely want a wood burner in there. Things like that.
You're going to be too hot, mate. You're going to be walking around in your pants. Lucky you got no neighbours. No one wants to see you walking around in your pants. Do you mean I've got to put pants on? Oh no! I don't want to do that. You bad man.
Terrible. But but the reason for that is we've got a lot of wood, standing dead wood.
Easy.
We talk about. So
right. So let's tie it together.
Bombshell.
Buy your land, PD agricultural barn. Stay on the land in a caravan. That bridge between the caravan and your forever home to get an agricultural workers dwelling, you're gonna have to do planning permission at that point. Okay, but you've got time. Now the biggest thing, that bridge between caravan and forever home is your functional and financial need. And we'll put a template up on the website. You'll mention that later on. That functional and financial need needs to produce 17 grand's worth of net profit in a year and meet a threshold of effort and the need to be on site. Okay, and then that will get you over. Now, I want to test with you that 17 grand net profit doesn't necessarily have to start from when you get your land. I think it can start now. So you should start your farm business now in your normal residential place of work, your residential place of work, your residence now. Okay, so do your microgreens, do your mushrooms, test your aquaponics, but put it in your farm business. So get your farm business started now. Register it at company's house.
You won't be able to get an SBI number, a CHB number, but you will be able to start your farm business.
That's right. You don't need those, to pass the functional and financial tests. They're independent.
All right.
Okay. Your SBI number and your CPH number will help later with some funding. Okay. So for any people that want to start their small holding, actually start it from their kitchen table now. Do microgreens, do mushrooms, do the small bases now.
Absolutely, because everything you learn, you can scale up, you see.
And then put it through your books. So by the time you found your land, you've already got you've already got your accounts. Your accounts signed it off. And guess what? You only need 1 year showing 17 grand's worth of profit to then go over the functional financial need.
Okay.
Can I just say, are you sure it's not 18 now? I mean, it might be.
Oh,
I guess. I mean, I'm never going to aim for 17 or 18. I'm definitely going to aim for like 30. And then.
So the business plan that we'll put as a template on the website, that goes in at around about 70. Okay. So you've got a healthy. So your farm's getting paid for. Your dream home is getting paid for by your farm business, that you're then eating well, helping with the community, paying it forward, and all of that sexy stuff. Why don't more people do it?
You're physically healthy, you're involved in a physical activity, you've also got your hands in the soil, which, is not to be, underestimated. The impact of actually physical contact with soil, the microorganisms in the soil can be absorbed through the skin, and that has huge health benefits. The fact that you're touching the ground, I mean, how many people living in cities in apartment blocks ever physically touch the ground and earth themselves, ground themselves? They could go weeks, months, years never doing that. Walking on rubber-soled shoes, never ever touching the ground.
Wow.
Which is something we evolved.
I've never thought.
You never thought about it. That's what we did for millions of years, or hundreds of thousands of years. Yeah. We walked in bare feet on the ground. We were always grounded. Listen to the phrase. Oh, that person's really grounded. Have you ever wondered where that phrase comes from?
Wowzers.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it?
All right, so coming in pragmatically, let's answer the big question. How long is it going to take?
Yeah.
So it really depends. So that's the naff answer. Yeah. But how long is it going to take you as a farmer to get on the land, 28 days, and start your farm business and pass the functional test? To then do your planning application. Your planning application will take 3 months. Okay, it'll probably take 2 months to put together, and then 3 months through the system and the backwards and forwards and the imminent delays and everything along those lines, and the negligence.
6 months rough. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So theoretically, you could do this in a year.
Okay.
But there's a big caveat here. Yeah. Plans never go.
All the stars have to align.
All the stars would have to align to go into that. And everybody's great with a plan until you get slapped in the face. Yeah. As soon as you become a farmer, you will have a big smile on your face, but you'll also get slapped in the face every single day. It is hard. It is tough. Your learning curve is very high.
You've got the weather to contend with. This year, you probably remember, we've had the wettest year in history. Yeah. I planted the most garlic I've ever planted on my new piece of land, scaling up from my sort of meager levels. Right, here we go. We're going for it. Yeah. We've just had garlic needs sunlight during the winter period, which is sort of unusual in our climate anyway, but we do all right. Yeah. This year it was wet, which means cloud, which means that the garlic says, ooh, I haven't got much sunlight. You know what I'll do? I'll grow a little bit smaller than normal, half the size as normal. So the genetics is fine. All the plants grew brilliantly. So we've still got the same genes, but plants are very clever. There's a thing called epigenetics. And what it is the plant goes, this environment's different. I think I want to survive. I'll adapt to survive. Not much sunlight, limited photosynthesis, limited energy. I'll just grow small this year. So the size of the garlic, it's beautiful. It tastes gorgeous, really good. But it's like literally, if I was selling it in the shop, people would go, oh, that's tiny, because people are obsessed with volume, not nutrients. The nutrient content is as good, probably better, because plants produce a thing called phytochemicals. I know I'm going to a distraction, but I might as well run with it. So they will produce these chemicals as a result of the different environments they experience. So plants grown perfectly in a hydroponic greenhouse do not have the same phytonutrients that a plant that is out in the wild getting attacked by insects and being blown about by the wind and the rain, because it has to adapt to that. A plant gets strong if it's blown about in the wind. If there's no wind, it doesn't have to produce any lignin, so you're losing part of the plant that produces roughage that goes into your system. So there's all this sort of stuff going on. So those garlic are probably better than the big fat ones that come in from China that are grown in great big polytunnels under perfect conditions that actually don't have the right nutrients.
Resistance.
But who's going to tell you that? So one small garlic is better than 5 big garlics. But you tell the consumer that, oh, look at these big ones I've got, look at the weight, because they've been conditioned to believe that weight is what it's all about. If it was about weight, then the people up in the old space station people would be sending them tons of potatoes up every week. But they don't. They send them up the nutrients, right? To survive. It's about the nutrient density. Anyway, I've waffled on.
Okay.
I was distracted. Cut!
But we pretty much answered the question. Best case scenario, stars aligned, potentially a year.
A year.
Real world,
because
2 to 3.
But get your farm business started now.
All right, I'm going to commit to that. Yeah, so I'm going to start the mushroom business.
Well done.
And
shake your hand.
I like models that can be replicated by just about anyone. So I want to build a system that can work in a back garden, can work in a spare room, can work on a balcony.
Yes.
So I want to build something. And I think I've got an idea how to do it, because I was in the range the other day, and
you love the range.
And I saw basically it looked like a greenhouse type thing, but it looked like the size of a half-size cupboard.
Yeah,
and
that's right. About 25 quid or something.
Yeah, not very much money.
Yeah. I've seen it.
It's sort of protected from the elements.
Yeah.
I can cover it, especially for mushrooms. I can cover it.
Yeah. Keeps the humidity the right
Keeps the
level.
humidity right. Keeps the temperature almost consistent.
Right.
I think the mushrooms will like that.
Yeah.
Microgreens will probably like that.
Test it.
Yeah, they would.
Test
So
it.
I'm going to test that out.
Start your limited business.
Lion's mane.
I like oyster. I like
Oh, I
oyster
love
and-
oyster.
and pink oyster.
Yeah.
Pink oyster for the summer, blue oyster
yeah.
for the winter.
So get it started. Get it, because then that will reduce the time needed
Yeah.
to get over that financial threshold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then obviously we have to design our business to get over the functional threshold, the need to be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you will need some animals,
All right.
I think, or your aquaponics.
I like aquaponics.
Yeah. Do what you enjoy as well. Yeah.
Exactly. It's got to tick the
Aquaponics
boxes.
would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I think we're going to leave it there. It's been a longer than usual episode, but I think you would have received some value out of it, and we tried our best to answer the questions and give you all the caveats and the context around it all. So we shall see you on the next one, where you can join us on the Smallholding Revolution, where we show you, the average person, how to get your own land, build your own home and farm business, and grow yourself to freedom. See you on the next one.
Viva la revolution!
Viva la revolution.